I think the Fair Future was tremendously well.
We try and get people involved in different sports and activities so they can realise that there is things they're good at.
We're getting the maximum impact for the least amount of money.
The council has looked after me pretty well as a worker.
People, they come to work, they're happy, they really like doing their job now.
Southwark is definitely getting there.
I think the Fairer Future values are really important to give people a benchmark and a touchstone as to what is expected of them.
Our staff here at Southwark do go that extra mile for the residents of our borough. I think they really are the living embodiment of our Fairer Future values. The fact that we're doing so much more for our residents with less resources is testament to that.
We brought in the Fairer Future values in 2010 and we can really see that it's making a difference.
We're seeing great investment and opportunities here for new homes, for new jobs, for new leisure opportunities.
I think what I would ask staff to do is to carry on being proud of the service that they provide and proud of the borough that we live and work in and proud of the people that we support.
So Nancy, you're a Southwark Young Advisor. Tell me what's involved in that and that work.
As a Southwark Young Advisor, we most of our teams age between the age of 16 and 25, and so often normally on Saturdays we will go to a park or a public area where we know that young people will be.
Yeah.
And we speak to young people and just try and get a gauge of what they're interested in.
And what issues are you raising with them, or do they raise with you?
No, we just ask them what is it they're interested in, whether it's sport, dance, music, and then we, if they're willing, we ask them if they'll give some contact details, so like maybe an email address or a phone number, and then someone else in our team will look up something that's going on.
So this is all about showing young people that there's an alternative. There are other things that you can do rather than just sitting around at home or getting involved in the wrong ways.
Yes.
And now the council's got, its Fairer Future values that we work by. Do you think that they're applicable to the work you do?
We work with one of the aims, which is for people to realise their potential, and we try and get people involved in different sports and activities.
And do you enjoy the work?
Yeah, I do enjoy the work because it's nice to work with young people and to get them doing things that maybe they might not have an opportunity to do if we weren't about to tell them about certain things that are going on.
Fantastic. Well, it sounds like really brilliant work. Thanks very much for doing it, Nancy.
So Nuala, what do you think the contribution is that the libraries make to the Fairer Future?
I think the libraries make lots of contributions to making a fairer future for people. I mean, in terms of the Fairer Future values, one of them is about building a place to be proud of. I mean, look at the building that we're in. And then in terms of education and training, we do so much work around that, and the computers and the facilities that we have, and also the things that staff do towards that. So we do training sessions for people on different elements of getting online, which helps people to sort of be active citizens, and I think that's a really great leveller for people.
And what does it mean to you? Does it make a difference to what you do on a daily basis?
Well, yeah, I mean, really taking on board the idea of treating people with respect and fairly, and just giving really good customer service and making sure that our communities are set up to make people be able to achieve the best.
Well, thank you so much, Nuala.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name's Nick De Cruz. I'm a collections team leader for Southwark Council and I work at Abbeyfield Road. What I do is I collect major works and service charges and I help homeowners understand their charges. On an average day I'll probably receive 20 phone calls and I'll probably see 5 residents a day. The most typical thing they would come to see us about is they might not understand their charges and they would like us to go through it with them. We are there to help them and to understand why they're paying and what they're paying. Unfortunately, Fairer Future to me, the key one is to be accountable. Well, I see myself as accountable to the charges that they've been given. Okay, I'm going to pass you through now, and it's option 6 when you get through, okay? Obviously, they get an improvement within their homes, the Warm, Dry and Safe project, fire risk assessment works, and feels they're in a safer environment, and they live in a much cleaner place. Fairer Future has helped me tremendously in my progression. I started at 17 as an apprentice within the council. I've now moved on to a managerial position and I now manage an apprentice. My potential has been realised by coming through the apprenticeship scheme within the council. I think the Fairer Future was tremendously well, and I think it's something we pride ourselves on here at the collections team.
My name's Denal Smith. I'm an assistant practitioner and I work for the Reablement Team of Social Services, Southwark Council. I do community assessments for vulnerable people, people that may have suffered injuries or recently discharged from hospital, and with the scope to re-enable them back to independence. Well, for me, Fairer Future means a better environment for all the residents of Southwark Borough. Generally, as assistant practitioner, my first steps when I go in to meet people is to be able to empathise with that person, to put myself in their shoes. So if I'm putting myself in someone's shoes, I'd like to have a better environment, I'd like the things I want, and with the changes that the council's making, I believe people are getting a lot more of what they want. Improving the environment in which people live in, improving the value for money, also improving the safety of many of our residents, offering free swimming as well for people to improve their health as well. The Southwark Resource Centre being put in place, so it makes my job a lot easier because now I have the facilities to refer people to. And I've been working in Southwark for about 4 years now, and I actually have seen an improvement in the borough and seen a development change. People generally have a more feel-good factor about the area they live in. They're generally proud to be part of Southwark.
My name is Paul Hyman. I'm a Contracts and Services Manager. I'm based at Dulwich Park, work for the Park section and work for London Borough Southwark. Day-to-day job is just managing the park, looking after the grounds maintenance and making sure the public have an enjoyable day at the park. Fairer Future for parks is the cleaner, greener, safer aspect. The active fitness for children. All our facilities here are free and having the open access to the park for everybody to use. I like people coming to the park, and if I can put a smile on someone's face and they have an enjoyable day in the park, then I'd go the extra mile to do that. I did drop a scooter off. It was on New Year's Eve. I got a call early in the morning from a gentleman saying his daughter was really upset that she left her Christmas present in Dulwich Park. Found the scooter for her and then offered to drive it down to them. They live down in West Sussex, so yeah, she was very pleased, and obviously her father was very pleased because they got her favourite Christmas present back. So the value side is within my role, and it's spending money like it's your own, and looking at what's best value within parks. It's not all about a piece of equipment. Is that right for the site? Yeah, it's looking for best value. I've seen some really big changes. Waste Southwark is a really good employer to work for, and people in Southwark having that fairer future, living in a borough, it really is a lovely role. It's more people focused. So yeah.
Josephine Marr, Aylesbury Neighbourhood Officer in the Aylesbury team at Taplow on the Aylesbury Estate. I support residents who are going through the rehousing process because the estate's all part of a regeneration scheme. Fairer Future for me, in terms of my work with the residents, means that the service that I give them is exactly the same service that I'd expect. So treat people how you want to be treated. I think in general, if I've got an issue that's going on, I make myself available outside of office hours, weekends, until it's resolved. And I try and encourage them as well, not to speak to all different people, just channel it all through me. I'm a council tenant myself, not with Southwark, and I really recognise the service that we deliver compared to me as a tenant with another borough. It's really good. I've worked for Southwark for 20 years, so I've seen the improvements. And I think I'm qualified to say yes, we're definitely getting there.
We have a fantastic foundation to work from, and our staff are that foundation. The councillors are clear that the council sets the direction, sets what it is that we do, but you can make all the promises in the world until the staff deliver on those promises. They are just that, promises, and every promise that's been made since 2010 we have either met or are actively working towards meeting.
We've got a very ambitious programme of things that we want to do. We want to introduce free swim and gym use. We want to carry on investing in our properties. We want to build more council homes. We want to get 5,000 new jobs and 2,000 new apprenticeships. And at the same time, we're doing that against a backdrop of really difficult financial circumstances from the government. We've got to rise to that challenge. We're determined to deliver on our pledges for our residents because it's what we want to do, it's what our residents want to do, and it's what our staff are doing. A fairer future is really core to all of that.